see in Florida, just unbelievable over the last decade, but particularly in the last 4 or 5 years, our aerospace industry. I was at Cape Canaveral yesterday. We just announced another company is going to locate a headquarters here. They're going to build the largest satellite manufacturing facility in the world, right there in on the east coast of Central Florida. And so that industry is phenomenal, and we are we're really the capital of it. You do have it in some other states, but we're proud of that. So those things are significant, and of course tourism and all the stuff we've always done well. But I really believe we have an opportunity with manufacturing. I mean, you had situations. Hell, many of you may have been in a situation where you were totally shut down in some of these other states, or you're not treated very well. And so that's caused people to say, you know what? Why would I put up with this in some of these areas? And then they start to look to Florida. So we've been able to see a lot of these small and medium-sized businesses that produce things. We have had some move. We're going to have more do. And one of the things I think we can offer in Florida, not just a good business climate, not just low taxes and all that, but we have probably the strongest commitment of any state in the country to vocational education and skills development. And the reason is that you look, my generation, when I was growing up, people said, you got to go to college, otherwise you can't be successful. And the fact of the matter is, a traditional 4-year brick and ivy university is great for some people, but it's certainly not the only way that you can acquire knowledge and skills in order to be successful, and certainly not the best way for many people to be able to do it. And so I think what's happened is we've had a generation of people who have been chasing a piece of paper, chasing credentials, going deep into debt in order to acquire those credentials. But the thing is you go $100,000 in debt and you get a degree in zombie studies or something that has nothing to do. And then you wonder why you end up in a job that doesn't even require a college degree. And so the number of people that has happened to, over the last generation has been very significant. That's basically a millstone that weighs people down to be able to succeed when you have that much debt. Now in Florida, we have the top-rated public university system by U.S. News and World Report of the country 5 straight years. We don't let them raise tuition. We have some of the lowest tuition in the country for our state universities, and we're going to keep it that way. And so it's probably something. So it's probably something where you just aren't going to go very deep into debt if you're a Florida resident and you do it. We're going to keep it that way, but we also understand that's not true for most universities, and so we are working really hard to provide opportunities for students to be able, particularly in high school, to be able to be credentialed in some of these really high demand fields. I mean, everything from HVAC to electrical, welding, you name it. Getting that credential allows people to be able to be marketable, to be able to be hired. And the thing is they're making very good money very soon. A lot of these people can end up starting their own business and doing even better. And so we're doing it where the high schools are working with local businesses. I think like these seniors in high school, we want them to actually be able to work a job during the school day for a little bit to be able to learn, and then I guarantee you they're going to be offered. The thing is, it's not mutually exclusive for pursuing maybe something more academic. We have kids who will be credentialed in things involving, the Port of Tampa here, where they're working with some of those companies in subjects that are relevant. But then they'll also be taking AP courses, and that's great. And we want people to have more opportunity. But the more that we're able to develop an ability to acquire these skills, I think it's going to be better for obviously those folks to be able to do that. But it's going to be a magnet for people to want to locate manufacturing here in Florida, because they know that they're going to be able to find folks who are going to be able to do the job for them. And I just look at it and just think, man, you have an opportunity to do so many great things, and we have so much demand here right now to be able for all host of things. I mean, you name it. I mean, everything. I mean, I'm sure this industry needs good folks. We have folks, driving the trucks. You have people who are electrical. I mean, it is never been a better time to do it. There was actually an article in the Wall Street Journal recently about, decline in college for men or something, and I guess there was a decline in the number of percentage of men going to college, whatever, and they acted like this was like a bad thing. And honestly, to me, I think that's probably a good sign, because I think people are looking at this and they're acknowledging, some of these universities are not giving you very much for your money. You're not necessarily going to get ahead in that. And so why not pursue some of these high demand areas where you're going to be able to do very well with basically no debt? And so I think it's probably a good sign, and we'll see certainly in Florida what we do. If you want to do the college, we're not saying don't. It is very, very good for a lot of people, but certainly it's not the right thing for everyone. But I think what we're doing is not just providing opportunities, these programs and all this other stuff. We're also sending the message, and I send it all the time, there should not be a stigma for people that are going in more vocational rather than go in a more university direction. That was something when I was growing up, it was viewed negatively, and it should not be viewed negatively at all. And in fact, kind of the jokes on some of the people that have gone the university route when they end up deep in debt with no opportunities. And so they would have been better off maybe trying something else. And so we want to make sure people understand that. But I think that that'll be something that'll be really good for the state of Florida. I think it will end up being something that really attracts more folks to want to have a manufacturing footprint. I know we're doing some of the folks here. I know Suzuki's doing something in the Panhandle, and I know a lot of you are doing a lot of good stuff. So we welcome that and want to continue doing it.